Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and a pair of Hall of Famers with us, Doris Burke and David Aldridge.
Here we go.
For the Philadelphia 76ers, they come in off that loss to the Celtics. And it's going to be the Jazz off the tip. And here's Westbrook. Out to the right wing. All the talk, Greg, leading up to this one has been about the impact of the backcourt.
And that's where it all starts. When you have a confident and competent backcourt, it just opens up a lot of things for you offensively.
So the Utah Jazz able to put the first points up on the board. Kicks it out to Maxey. And Embiid throws it down.
And you do not want to be on the receiving end of that. Embiid throwing it down with some funk.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. The Jazz making a switch here.
Substitution on the court.
And here's Utah. Here's Collier. Pass to Hendricks. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
You know, Greg, thinking back to the glory days in Utah, they went to back-to-back finals in 97 and 98.
Unfortunately, though, Kevin, that Stockton-Malone era, they just couldn't overcome the dynastic Bulls. The Jazz still searching for that first NBA title.
Here's Collier after the made shot from Joel Embiid. First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. And it's sent back by Kessler.
This guy is a constant threat on the defensive end. Send it back, Walker.
Sends the ball no good.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now here's Embiid. Pass to Grimes. McCollum outside from downtown, and Joel Embiid pulls it down. And the 76ers with possession, trailing by 2. Lays it up off the glass. Embiid's got 6 points. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first.
And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
That's how you drive your point home right there. To the paint. Here's George. And it's George finishing it off.
Boy, you talk about athleticism. How easy does PG make it look right there?
Collier. And there's the drive. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Caught up with Will Hardy a few minutes ago. And their biggest concern, of course, it's figuring out a way to guard Joel Embiid. Coach said Embiid presents all types of issues. He can post you up, knock down the 3. We'll have to send multiple bodies at Embiid to keep him in check. We'll see how they try to defend him. It won't be straight up, guys.
Thank you, David.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
And Nick Nurse, Greg, the 26th head coach in 76ers franchise history.
And Kevin, known for his creativity and that outside-the-box thinking, I think it's a good fit with this forward-thinking front office.
Now, here's Maxey. Still scoreless. Oh, that was a strong dunk.
That is nice.
Oh, Paul George, let him hear you with that finish. That is nicely done.
Connects from three-point range.
Well, they're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Here's Embiid. Outside, George. Takes it off the glass. George has got 6.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
46 seconds left in the first. And it's Collier missing. Clock management, this is where they can get a 2-for-1.
And Kevin, every opportunity counts.
The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Right side, Collins. Good D by Embiid. The 76ers trail. Pass to George. Down low. Now here's Embiid. And Embiid throws it down.
Oh, you hear that sound? That's the flushing of the toilet right there.
Greg, a fierce two-hander. Another miss by Utah. A big-time effort for Joel Embiid, providing a lot of energy for the Philadelphia Sixers. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
These guys have been so quick off the dribble, finding great lanes to attack and getting themselves to the basket.
You know, the guys, they've also been excelling in the low post so far tonight, focusing on strong interior play, powering their way past the defense.
And awards now have a minimum amount of games needed to qualify. An interesting twist in this whole story.
Yeah, and it seems logical because of the uproar from the fans and the media that they implement this. And how can you be that impactful in reality, though, if you only play half the year?
Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
Here's Westbrook. Good work defensively by Lowry. Philadelphia leading by 3. Pass to Drummond. Lets the 3 fly. That shot off.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Here's Sexton. The teardrop falls in.
How about the soft touch on the floater from Colin Sexton? You must have that in your arsenal.
Outside Lowry. Out to Edwards. Pass to Lowry. Cranes the three-pointer. Lowry's got the lead up to 4 now for Philadelphia.
Can't let Lowry get comfortable from beyond the arc because he's more than capable of hurting you from there.
Here's Filipowski. And a miss there on the triple. So it's Philadelphia now. This game is finished. They'll be off to Portland taking on the Trailblazers. And that will be game 3 of 6 played away from home. Here's Drummond. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And what about the evolution of Tyrese Maxey? Greg, according to him, he's just getting started.
Well, Kevin, I'd have to agree. I mean, he's got some big shoes to fill with James Harden leaving, but each year this guy has just gotten better. And not only has he matched Harden's production in Philadelphia, I think he's exceeded it.
The open look here for Sexton. Knocked away. Here's Oubre. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. And now it's an 8-point 76ers lead. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin, even with an MVP and Joel Embiid, the Sixers can't be a one-man show. Embiid says, I watch a lot of games and I see what's working. Good basketball means cutting, moving, guys getting off the ball, and it's moving and not sticking. But you need the right guys to execute that system. And I think we've got the right guys. Kevin?
I know you and I agree they do, David. Thank you very much. Pass to McCain. Drummond the screen. Here's McCain. He has yet to score. And it's Drummond missing.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
That's good by Filipowski.
Well, for a big man, his stroke is just beautiful, and because of the height, it's so hard to challenge.
Here's Drummond. Collins grabs the miss. Utah trailing here. Here's Westbrook. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. And so Lowry will bring it up for the 76ers. From past the arc, drills the three-pointer. Lowry's got 6 points.
How about that? Off the dribble, the pull-up jumper by Kyle Lowry. Boy, he's in a rhythm.
Here's Westbrook. A second chance effort, and that's 2 points on the layup.
Well, just it's easy to say. This guy wanted it more, creating the second chance opportunity and cashing in.
Pass to McCain. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. 6 to shoot. Drummond a screen. Let's go. A nice shot by McCain. McCain's got his first basket. Jazz trailed by 5. Here's Filipowski. Offensive rebound. Back to Collins. Over Drummond. Now the 76ers on the break. A nice shot by McCain. And the Jazz with possession here. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. That'll be the latter half of this two-game homestand.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Where was the defense? No help. You can't afford to give up these kinds of buckets.
Oubre on the wing. Drummond a screen. Out to Edwards. And that one released in time, but no good. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Philadelphia ahead. They're up by 5. From Delta Center. Back in a moment. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Embiid wide open. The three-pointer no good.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Collier, that's good.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Philadelphia leading by 3. And GA, what you have to admire about C.J. McCollum is he is the consummate pro.
Yeah, at this stage of his career, he's the adult in the room. And he's grown into a connector on the floor while still being that professional scorer.
Here's Collier. 8 points for him. Kessler up top. McCollum outside. For the 3. And it's Grimes with the rebound. Embiid, no good.
All right, time now to pick it up. You're 1 for 4, and you certainly don't want to give your opponent momentum.
And the 76ers with possession, leading by 5. In close, Embiid gets it to fall.
Well, the advantage they have right now is largely based on his play. What an outstanding night.
A 3 from McCollum. Drills it from outside. McCollum's got 6.
Yeah, McCollum is a real danger at the arc. He's an efficient long-range bomber.
High post, Embiid. Pass to Grimes. 6 on the shot clock. Embiid, no good.
Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
Now the 76ers with it. A 2-point game. Here's George. Latre. It's good from long range. He's got 9.
The triple has been a major part of Paul George's arsenal. This guy has got the size to get it off.
Here's Hendricks. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Well, Greg, over the last few seasons, one area of consistency for the Jazz has been their rebounding.
Yeah, and they have some size, and they make controlling the boards a focal point. When you're playing Utah, you better be ready to put a body on somebody.
And we will have a timeout called by Nick Nurse. He wants to talk to his guys. Stolen by Collins. Westbrook with it. Maxey covering. Shot by Collins, no good. Philadelphia leading by 5. Pass to Maxey. It's intercepted. To the middle. Here's Westbrook. Here's Pachi. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. The Jazz have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight.
His first personal foul. First team foul.
That one is no good. Doris, when you think of the Utah Jazz, where do they fit in a very competitive Western Conference?
Well, think about it, Kev. The Gobert and Mitchell era was successful, but they couldn't get to the ultimate prize. So then you trade those 2 players away, you get a load of picks. This is the direction you've chosen, but now it's going to take some time and some patience.
Jazz trailed by 7. Here's Westbrook, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on Embiid.
We know that Russell Westbrook isn't afraid to mix it up inside. He knows how to get defenders to hit him on these opportunities.
And he sinks the second. We've got 1:48 left to play in the third. Pass to Grimes. Now George shoots. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Boy, nice job by Paul George to make himself available. Gets to his spot and gets it off quickly.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. At this point in his career, Paul George says he's in bully mode. He said, every night I'm on the floor, I'm there to dominate. Whether it's being more physical or going right at whoever I got to go at, you're going to feel me. I'm